better. Anyway, hello, we're back with Naval Art. I'm
Said
with
the
Ved.
footage.
Yeah, just all of the
Said
footage.
you mean the audio from Mecca.
And the most recent Valheim
Said all.
stream.
Said oh you mean the quality is bad.
No, the audio just doesn't exist in the VOD.
Said odd.
Yeah, and I checked the settings. They are the exact same as they were.
Said YouTube.com.
Before. No, it's just on the recording. That's probably. I think it's gonna rain! Yeah, just in the recording. It's so strange because it's no different to what it normally is. And I've double checked the settings, so it should be good, but it isn't.
Said yeah maybe you've got a weird channel set up.
No, I haven't. I already checked that. Unless, of course, game music audio's fucking with it. Now that I think about it, that could be a chance, although...
Said game audio music.
So yeah, we're making... Why am I so tired today? So yeah, we are finishing this and probably going to fight them. The end of the
Said also I was thinking, in universe it would be on brand for the...
God, I wish you could change the armor of the guns.
Said O chem smithy too. A run out of names of swords. And B forget and accidentally name two boats the same thing.
The Oaken Smithy doesn't do swords.
Said is the guy in charge of the Navy designations getting arrested by the Inquisition then?
That's the name
said
of an
swords
arrow.
are heresy.
Broadhead is an arrow type.
Said oh okay.
You're thinking of broadsword, not broadhead, dear. That sounded so weird me saying that, I'm sorry.
Said if we still played from the depths then I would make this joke all the time.
Yeah, it's either...
Said the longsword is a kind of arrow.
Yeah, the longsword is a completely different... isn't even a thing in the game. It was just a random name setup I came up with.
Said a random name you had at the time.
Exactly. And I think when I was coming up with the idea for the ship, it was just some random ship for the
said
Which
so
is
retcon the oaken smithies asterisk don't asterisk do swords. E, said got it.
Yeah, they do fish names more so. Or just names that are aptly descriptive of what they do. Minus the undertow, but we don't talk about the
E,
term.
said they get arrows from the sea and they shoot fish from their bows.
Yes. Oh, for fuck's sake, are there some bloody... Oh, of course there are. Right, need to delete all of the bloody triangles to make sure there aren't any dupes underneath them. Great. Have you done that already, Viz? Just gotten rid of all of the duplicated bloody parts? I did this already for this bloody ship.
E, said you had like a month to work on this, and I know that I'm me but, I doubt I'm gonna be done by the end of stream in an hour and a half.
Why, are you starting all over completely? Because this thing is such a piece of shit that you have to.
E, said well redoing the hull in sections starting with the bottom.
Ah, you're going to come up with a better design than I have for the ribs.
E, said but making sure it's to the right measurements as before. E, said here I think I'm just gonna use diamond-shaped hulls for them.
Oh yes, as Vid liked to point out last time, this guy behind on this bloody AA gun here, the captain doesn't like him very much. Fuck this guy in particular. Gun replacement. You like the concept for the ship, Vid? Well, let's get rid of those two.
E, said here I maybe forgot to mention it, reminds me of pre-World War I battleships. E, said especially French and British.
I'm gonna get rid of this
E,
stupid
said the
front,
fact
I
it's
think.
flat bottom especially, and the front structure.
Try and make this front a bit rounder. Might actually see if I can manage that right there. That's a bit better. Throw on the turret on top. Or actually, do I want to just go and throw the bridge right here? Right on smack dab on the front? All of a sudden, I'm just getting bloody... Oh, what's it called again? What's that ship in Star Wars called? The ship... Oh, the ship class that the bloody invisible hand from the 6th episode is... I want to call it the Resurgent for some reason class, but no, it isn't.
He said, oh, I was going to say home one, before you said that.
Well, that's...
He said the MC something.
Oh, damn it, it's just off.
E said, currently attempting to form the shape of the steps on the sides of the deck.
Steps on the sides of the deck? You mean these ones, Vid?
E said, your mic completely cut out any of the useful parts of that sentence, so I only heard the size of the deck.
Fucking piece of shit! Bloody microphone.
E said,
Oh, just the entire thing. Got ya. Okay, I want this to be a rounded hell, but I need this to be wider.
E said, well, mostly I'm trying to figure out how to shape the front part. E said, to start off,
Did you say the name is accurate for the initial design vid?
E said I don't know. What's the name of a fat fish?
The Ray. Or the walrus. Not a fish, granted, but it's fat and it's aquatic.
E said what's those weird guys that are related to porpoises and walruses, coelacanth.
Coelacanth. Are you referring to Coelacanth? Coelacanth.
E said those are fish I think.
Yeah, prehistoric fish. I'm just gonna let TTS bloody pronounce it. Where's the readout thing? There it is.
He said coelacanth.
Coelacanth. Something tells me that's not right.
E said or I'm thinking of the walrus with the big doofy nose.
Narwhal.
E said and without tusks.
Oh, manatee.
E said narwhals have, don't they have unicorns? E said yeah manatees.
Fucking manatee. Sorry, it was the first thing that came to mind when you said walrus with the big doofy nose. I don't know. Let's have the.
E said they look like Zoidberg nose.
Move all of these back.
E said yeah they're like weird porpoises.
Yeah, then those things have a penchant for getting bloody propeller marks in their heads. Because they're so slow.
E said physically and mentally.
Strange fact about manatees, if nobody's aware of them. For some reason, they live in water that they can't actually drink. So for example, if you're in a motor vehicle that uses cooling for its water for its cooling system, it will just go up to your boat and start drinking the bloody coolant as it's pouring out. Also, I've seen.
E said I can't stop drinking coolant.
Raspberry flavour. Might give the forward battery another gun. I think I should do something with this back area of it. I'll give it a second battery there.
Said Yerajano. I was almost considering putting boat launch on the rear in the extra space.
Fair enough. Yeah, I've just got a few fucking rafts stationed right at the front of the bloody thing. Well, right at the front.
Said also the one I'm using as reference is going to be so out of date that maybe I shouldn't even bother trying to base it off the design too closely at this rate.
Is it a pre-World War One ship? Or pre-Dreadnought ship, rather?
Said I don't know.
I guess we'll find out in a few minutes. Or rather,
said
half
I
an
mean,
hour.
personal subjectivity wise it does remind me. Said as I just said 20 minutes ago. Said I feel like Warhammer can get away with it because their world scale is already fucked.
And the Emperor just decided,
said but how the heck is a resistance faction building a giant thing when they can't even afford metal?
Bog iron. That's the law for things, and that's why most of their ships are predominantly wood and cast metal. Bog iron because the fucking bogs are miles
said if
wide.
it takes a plane to blow up the Bismarck, then how the fuck is this thing going to survive against aliens from space?
Simple, all of their planes are
is
useless.
the issue.
The main reason the aliens didn't win is because they massively overestimated the amount of equipment they would need to be able to win. Underestimated, sorry, not overestimated.
Said it feels like having all your eggs in one basket was a poor choice.
Oh yeah, one of the other plot points is just all of their ranged weapons are practically useless against most human things, especially the infantry weapons. You
E
know the
said the Oaken Smithy designs stopped making sense when they started making 300 meters long battleships.
only reason this is 300 meters long is because I didn't realize the scale of the ship until it was too late to go back. It was supposed to be a lot smaller. Entirely a classic blunder.
E said even the Sons of Adam are kind of pushing it, but I can somewhat suspend my disbelief since they have a bit more of the existing infrastructure and technology base for it to be a bit more.
Well, the Sons of
E
Adam are
said with their
completely
capital
different.
ships.
A completely different era. Think of Gene Breakers as the 31st millennium. Sons of Adam is the 45th millennium. If that means anything, if that makes any sense.
E said at first I thought you were going to say Gene something. E said and I was going to say who's Gene.
Gene Breakers, the name of the entire series. Or the primary series at least.
E said you said it like it was, of, or belonging to, Gene.
Gene's the guy who got fucking, what's his name, thrown out of the gang because he was about to get executed. You know, from Forget About It. A show you've probably never watched because you have
said
integrity.
Gene's gun.
Also, his name's not Gene, I just realised his name's Uncle Cheech. Lead away, Sky, hold me, gamble with Gambini. I think ricocheting is a thing in this game, Vid, for the combat.
E said MHM. But at range it's mostly plunging fire.
Good point.
E said also apparently anti-sub warfare is being developed in the next update, and also some minor changes to armor penetration physics.
Nice.
E said which reminded me of that.
You been enjoying the game so far?
E said it seems fine. Haven't really done a lot else besides our little thing and the carrier.
Okay, yeah, there's not enough space for the gun. That's annoying. Oh well.
E said you could just make it 1/3 road taller.
You're referring to my ship or something else at the moment?
E said for more gun.
Oh yes, Morgan. I don't want you, Morgan. I'm an engineer. Okay, now this really is just screaming Imperial ship now because of the new front. Full speed time 84.2. That is not good. Nor is the entirety of the front is now 70 millimeters. Correction, 100 millimeters. Actually, can I get away with that? Might be able to. Can't wait for the absolute masterpiece that it's going to showcase, and then mine. Think I should throw a turret on the very front? In front of the supposed superstructure? Malevolence! There's the bloody name I was trying to think of earlier. Malevolence class. Oh no, wait, I was in fact incorrect. That's the name of the ship that had that massive
Said
ion
overseas
cannon on
ship.
the side.
That's the one in the cartoon. I think Grievous ship is the Black Hand.
Subjugator class, sorry.
Said from the beginning of 3.
Yeah. Oh, so it's Invisible Hand, not Black Hand. Close enough, though.
Said oh yeah, the non-flagship CIS class.
Frankly, one of the best modelled ships in the entire bloody series, especially that bloody live one they had for the 3rd episode. Love the fact they actually took into
said
account.
I like the one with the 2 lobes. I forget the name of the smaller CIS cruiser.
Star Wars. The Malevolence is the Bismarck. Fucking, I need to have this on in the background whilst I work on this. How do you reckon that then, lads?
Said the fall of communism as described in Shakespeare.
Think you have anything that would survive against the Malevolence vid in your narrative? I don't remember the exact size of your biggest craft, nor can I remember the name, really. I don't think I have at the moment.
Said mark my own biz. Said Gaster, is the green Bismarck theory.
Okay, yeah, I am putting a frontmost observation deck, I think. Cause why not?
Said so, a split superstructure of sorts.
Yeah, pretty much.
Said, I don't think I made this connection before. Rimworld Architect is just orc magic.
Fucking elaborate, please. I
Said, if you
need to
gaslight
hear
God hard
this.
enough, it becomes true.
Why does that feel more like it's based on the fact that Tigan just pulls these ideas out of his arse? Or at least it feels like that. Okay, what is this
said
shit?
I mean that is also true. The law for mechanoids and the law for the Archimind are both completely schizophrenic and incongruous. Said and full of plot inconsistencies and blatant retcons.
What do you think I should do for this, Riff? Scratching my head on what would look good for this next section. Think I should have it just seamlessly merge into the main hull, or just have it separate?
Said but I mostly was referring to how they work in universe, since Architect magic is basically just the user convincing the Archonec use /Archimind AI to pull a favor and bend the laws of space.
Oh yeah. The only front defense this thing has at the moment is just a pair of Lewis guns.
Replied to Key keep the idea but maybe make it a bit closer to round. Said and maybe I'd like a small support truss.
Oh, I've already done a tiny support truss on the very middle part.
Said I feel like I might add more small casemates on the front corners on mine. Said using that unused space on the corners otherwise.
I don't know why, but for some reason I really want you to put the bloody steering wheel on top of the observation deck. Bloody hell. Oh, fuck. There we go, some form of structure. Okay, we've been going for about an hour and 50 minutes. Want to quickly compare stuff? God, I wish there was a larger bloody single case, mate.
E said, "Here I see you've used the German 305mm MRK.
Do I want to give this thing a fucking cannon for a beard? Want to take a look? Want to showcase yours quickly, Vid? Just as a quick break.
E said, "Show."
Want me to showcase mine, or are you just going to look at the stream?
E said, "Whichever."
Oh. what I've got so far. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this stupid gun. Forget about the idea of it, I think.
E said.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, that's far better than my concept so far. Although it feels like it would be a completely different ship, just because it looks so much better. Also, it might just be my eyes being played with, but why does it look like the ribs are diagonal on the second picture? Anyway, here's the thing for the stream. This is what Vid's done. She's just been focusing on the bottom this time. Question is, what should I put in the middle here? Maybe just a couple of turrets? Perhaps? Yeah, I think I need a down of coffee. What is the balancing looking like at the moment? Not ideal. Yeah, I definitely need to put some form of...
E said, oh, are you changing the front somehow?
Yeah. It's like every time, that's the wrong button. You don't know, I'm going to move that AA gun so it's just on top of the bridge or the observation deck.
E said, still going to put the main forwards guns back on later.
Gonna try.
E said, ironically, I think I'm gonna make mine more boxy instead of round on the front. E said, at least the gun mantlet area.
You gonna do something similar with the front to mine, or?
E said, well, I feel like that would be fitting, plus I was thinking of doing a split tower superstructure anyways. E said, maybe I won't end up doing overhand. Might have a semicircular bridge instead.
Fair enough.
E said, kinda like a French WWI battleship. said I might add more small case meats to accompany the big 305mm ones, that will also help against small boats.
Really wish the bridge segments were a bit more, well, designed to be stretched.
Said O'Tylable, yeah.
Yeah, because at the moment, not exactly the most beautiful thing ever made. Really think this should have some form of front-mounted weapon. Don't know how to do it though, is the problem. Maybe give it a couple of islands. Would that be the correct term? Islands round about here, just like a
Said on the structure. Gun. Or you mean the deck?
Right here, where the mouse cursor is, assuming it's actually showing up, of course. Okay, right in the middle of the screen, pretty much, on the deck. Or, would it be the deck if this is... What is this part called? Because this here's the deck. What would this be classed as? Or would it just be called the deck?
Said foredeckage, you know.
Yeah, the foredeck.
Said bow. Said deck.
What? If that says OBS is crap. Hitler. This where